What is the point of 0 in the middle of this number, 9024? It has no value, so why don't we leave it out? Why don't we leave it out? So you have to give a reason there. So number 8 and 9, you have to reason. So yet, you have to go through what I have said and you pick up the reason. Why are we not leaving it out? So that is the activity. I hope and wish you will do it right. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. I hope you have learned so much in this lesson. Keep safe. Remember to sanitize all the time. And keep safe. Enjoy and goodbye.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshi. And make sure to always make a helicopter circle, stretching your arms out and spinning around like me. And make sure you're not touching anyone while doing this. Goodbye!
Good morning, grade 12s. So, back to your geometry notes, we will look at LOCI today. So, let's start with LOCI, the explanations. Remember, a point is equidistant from one point. So, usually you will have your point. Equidistance will mean a circle around that point that will be equal distant from all sides. I know if you look at my picture, it doesn't look like that, but you will use your compass to do that. So this will be your radius, and it will be the same on all sides. So whenever you see you have to draw a point, you need a circle, and I'll give you another summary just now from the types of questions that they ask. So this is equidistant from one point. Then we go to two lines. This is equidistant from one line, which means you have your line and you need parallel lines the same distance from the center line. So this distance and this distance will be exactly the same. These are parallel lines. So for example, you will have 1 point yx there and 1 point y there, for example, and they will be equidistant from one line. So they are parallel lines. Equidistant from one line. Then we will look at the angle bisector. This is usually equidistant from two lines that intersect. And if, for example, we have A, B, C, it means your LOCI will be the line on B, for example, that is exactly the same amount away from A as it is away from C. So these two angles will be exactly the same, and the distance from the line AB and the distance from the line BC will be exactly the same. Then we can get an angle bisector CDE that will look like that. First of all, you will draw your LOCI. I'm just using my free hand. You will use your compass. And then from there again, so this will be step number 1. Drawing your circle. Why a circle? Remember, this will go as your circle, but you don't have to draw the entire circle because D is a point. Remember that. D alone is a point. So there will be your circle. Then from there on, from there, you will make your arc again, and that will be number 2. Then from this side, number 3, you will again make your mark, and then we will have, you will use your ruler and you will draw your line, not freehand like I just did, with a ruler, and that will be equidistant from line DE and from line CD. So that will be equidistant. Then the other one that's not on the previous page is your perpendicular bisector. And this is equidistant from 2 points. So for example, you will have point X and you will have point Y. And you need them to be equidistant from 2 points. So remember again, the same goes with X and Y. These are points. So you will have your circle around each point, and then from there on you will make your construction marks. I'm just showing to you. You will use your compass to do this perfectly, and then you will have your line which is equidistant from 2 points, which is known as your perpendicular bisector. Then I'm going to give you a summary. If you have 1 point, they will ask you, for example, in your question, you will have 1 capital letter. So draw the LOCI of point A, for example. Then what do? You draw a circle. That's what you do. Then you have 1 line. That is 2 capital letters together. You will find this in your question. They will, for example, say, draw the locus of the line AB. Then you will need to draw parallel lines. The next one, where we have 2 points, the question will state A and B. So you will have 2 letters, capital letters, with an and in between in your question. Draw the locus of points A and B. Then you will draw a perpendicular bisector. Then the last one is where we have two lines. So here we will have AB, two capital letters, and two capital letters again. And you will find that one of the capital letters will be repeated in the question between the two lines. So what this means is you will need to bisect angle B, because the B is there in both of them. And what you will do now is this will be a bisecting angle. Just remember what I said just now. If you have A and B, each one of them is a point. So this is a point and this is a point. And when you have a point, like we said here, you need a circle. So you will have a circle around each of the 2 points. Then grade 12s. That is a summary for your LOCI. Attached is worksheet 1 for LOCI. Please do that worksheet for homework, and in the next period we will mark that worksheet.
LOCI worksheet 1 to do. I did the answers and scanned the worksheet so that it is easier to explain, but we'll see how it goes. Some of my construction lines were a little bit light. So let's look at question 1. Question 1 said, in the triangle ABC above, construct the locus of points equidistant from A and B. So what you will do is you will take your compass from A, a little bit larger than more than a half between A and B, and you will draw your lines. I'm just tracing you my lines so you know those are my lines. Then with that same size, you will do it from B as well, and you will get the other two. And here through, you will find your line equidistant from A and B. Then number 2, the locus of points equidistance from AB and AC. So you need to bisect angle A, which will be this one. So you can bisect your angle here at the bottom with your compass, making it a little bit larger. And then from there on, you will take your compass from the bottom part of your circle and you will draw, my construction lines were here at the bottom and from that side as well. And if we just quickly remove all these lines, this one going through there will show your locus line for number dotted 2. And then the locus of points 9 centimeter from C. So you will take your ruler and your compass, measure 9 centimeters, and this one was my real one. This one I just made darker with a compass on this smart notebook. So that one was your 9 centimeter line. Then you have to shade the region inside the triangle, consisting of points which are closer to A than to B. So closer to A, above that first line. Closer to AC than to AB. So again, closer to that side, AC is that line, than to AB, so on that side. and more than 9 centimeters from C, so behind this part. And this part was the area that you should have shaded with lines. So that was question 1. Let's look at question 2. A treasure is hidden in a triangular field where 1 centimeter represents 10 meters. Using a straight edge and compass only, construct the scale drawing the locus of points within triangle ABC, which are equidistant from AB and AC. So you need to take your compass, and point AC will be your angle bisector. So you will actually draw your circle around A, which is these two lines, that line and this line. Then you will take your compass again from this line, just get another color, from this line, and you will make your bisecting construction lines. So that was the one, and then from this side to this side you will have your other line, and with a ruler draw your line through your construction lines. Now your construction line will probably stop there, which is good. I just draw mine through so that you can see it goes through where the construction lines cross. 10 meters from BC, which means here is BC. 10 meters is represented by 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter rule, 1 centimeter line, that is this line, that is 1 centimeter from line BC. And then we have 50 meters from C, that is 5 centimeters. So take your compass, measure on your ruler 5 centimeters, and from C, measure out your 5 centimeters. There's your 5 centimeters, and you rule your angle bisector, your circle around point C, 5 centimeters. Remember, that one is only 1 centimeter between these two lines. And then write the letter T in the region where the treasure is hidden. So the treasure is nearer to AB than to AC. So nearer to AB, nearer to this side, than to AC. So somewhere on this side. More than 10 meters from the line BC. So 10 meters, that's 1 centimeter, so it is in this region. But less than 50 meters from point C, so this is inside this part. So there you have your T, which will be in that part that you should have write the letter T in the region, so that will be your T will be shown there. Question number 3, it says, sorry about this part, but my construction went over the questions. Use a straight edge and compass only, construct the bisector of angle TPU. So your bisector, now I can try to do this with my compass. So constructing my bisecting angle, so constructing my angle bisector, that was your decision how large you want it. This is probably not going to be exactly on scale, but you make your part of your circle on your line or on your angle P. Then you had to draw another line accurately, find the center of the circle and label it O. So you will put in your construction lines. There's some of my construction lines, as you can see. There's one of them. There's another one. I have construction lines here at the bottom as well. Let me just go down a little bit. Here at the bottom as well. The other one is on this side. And you get your straight line. And there's your other straight line, and you find your center O is there in the middle. So there you have your O. Now let's try and let's go to question number 4. So for number 4, they ask the following. Write a scale of the drawing in the form 1 to n, where n is an integer. So AB is 100 meters. That part, AB, is 100 meters. So we write the scale, because if you measure this, you will find AB is 10 centimeters to 100 meters. But remember, we need the same units, so we change the meters to centimeters, multiplying by 100, and then we simplify our ratio to get to our ratio of 1 to 1,000. So that is our ratio 1 to 1,000. Then they ask us, a tree in a field is equidistant from point A and point D. Construct the line on which the tree stands. So equidistant from point A and point D. So what we need to do is get our compass, point A and point D. So from point A, I will construct my lines on both sides, compass back, D, constructing my lines. Then the same I will do on A, with the same distance on my compass, constructing my lines, and just moving this a little bit back there, and I will construct that same line. And obviously this will not be exactly in scale as my picture, but there is my line equidistant from A and D. That one that is drawn in there, as you can see, got it from there, and it goes through my center point. There I have my line equidistant from A and D. The tree is also equidistant from the sides BC and CD. After constructing another line, mark the position of the tree and label it T. So equidistant from the sides BC and CD. So BC and CD. So what we will do is equidistant from BC, angle bisector of angle C, because between BC and CD, C was found in both. And then we will construct our other lines. Let me just try and get this exactly where it should be. I will construct from my two sides. Where's my pen? There's my pen. From the angles that I made, and as you can see, not exactly to scale as my hand drawing, but still the same. There, through that, I have my line that I have to draw, that is equidistant from the sides BC and CD, and then I have to mark the position of the tree. So there where the lines cross, there, I'm just encircling this so that you can see there where my line crosses, that will be my tree. So I will put in my T there where the line crossed. And that grade 12s was your question 4 on LOCI worksheet 1.
12s. Attached is a PDF, the worksheet 2. Please complete worksheet 2 and then you can mark it from this video. So I'm continuing marking. Draw accurately. Number 1, draw accurately the locus of points inside the triangle 6 centimeters from B. So get your compass and then you measure 6 centimeters on your ruler, and remember from point B, there's point B, you measure 6 centimeters and it will be that line. And draw accurately the locus of points equidistant from AC and BC. So AC and BC, the C's are in both. So it will be from C, you will have your semicircle or your circle. Remember, C is also a point, and with points you need circles, but you don't have to draw that. And then from this point and this point, you will make your construction lines, and you will draw your line that is equidistant from AC and BC. Then shade the region inside the triangle which is more than 6 centimeters from B. So more than 6 centimeters from B means it will be in this range. I'm just making dotties. In this range, more than 6 centimeters from B and nearer to BC than to AC. So nearer to BC is the one here at the bottom, which means this part will be your shaded area. For number 2, a dog is tied to one corner K of a fixed square kennel by a rope. This is shown in the scale diagram above. Draw accurately on the diagram the path of the dog as it moves anti-clockwise around the kennel with the rope always tight. So let's try it with this. You will have your measuring out of how far your dog can move, which in this case will be that path, and then the rope becomes tight around the kennel, so you will be able to move that part as well, and again, and you will be able to move that part again. So there is your answer to question 2. For number 3, grade 12s, they ask you to calculate, to measure the appropriate angle, the bearing of P from C. So if we look at where C is here, the bearing for P from C, so your north is to that side, so you will measure this to there. What I advise you to do is first to get your line from P to C, and then you can measure your bearing. Then she starts from D and walks for 80 meters on a bearing of 0.055, 55 degrees. So measure out 55 degrees, and then she walks 80 meters, which is 1 centimeter represents 10 meters. So this will be 8 centimeters, and mark the point. There's M where she walks to. You will draw the locus of points to 25 meters from M. That will be 2.5 centimeters line, but there is the locus of points 2.5 centimeters from M. Measure that on your ruler, 2.5 centimeters. Then you have to draw the locus of points equidistant from M and P. Draw the locus of points, so you will need to draw, mine is there at the top, here at the bottom, and get your line through your construction lines that crosses, and your treasure hunt or your treasure is hidden less than 25 meters from M but nearer to P than M, and there we have our